we are in the QBO gym, and this is where we have numerous hands-on exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Each month covers a variety of new topics and scenarios, and to make it a little bit easier for you, we break it down into 4 different sections. So if you are looking to work on your bookkeeping skills, this is the place for you. And if you want to do an entire month's worth of these all on your own, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. But let's go ahead and get into today's exercise, which is being pulled from our September Year 1 cardio section. At the top here is an animated video to give you a synopsis of what is going on in Craig's world this month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive pre-assessment quiz that relates to that video up above. Below that are the exercises in this section. And at the bottom here is an optional area where after you have gone through all of the exercises in this section and completed them, you will unlock some sample marketing posts that you can use on your LinkedIn to share with everyone what you have learned so far. But let's dive into today's exercise where we are going to practice reconciling and paying the credit card. Go ahead and click on that link to have the exercise pull up for you. I have it here on the right side of my screen, so let's read through the scenario. The new corporate visa is set up and you have just received the first statement. You will need to pay the bill, and since you have the statement in hand, you will also reconcile the accounts. Now, you will need to be in the same session of the sample company that you did the previous exercises in. If you have not completed those yet, go ahead and click on the link on the top right corner of your screen. That'll take you to the first one, complete that one, and all the ones after it until you get back to this one. They all build on each other, so it's important to start with that first one. I have the sample company here on the left side of my screen. This is the last page that I left off of from the previous exercise. So let's go ahead and get started with this one. We're going to start by reconciling the Visa account. Now remember, the parent account, the Visa corporate, which is right here, is the account that is to be used for reconciliation. Now, since you are in the same session of the sample company that you used the previous exercise in, you should already be on this chart of accounts page. But if for whatever reason you navigated away from it, you would just hover over transactions and then select chart of accounts, and you would come back to this page. So on the far right corner of the Visa corporate row, we are going to click on View Register. So here's that Visa corporate, select View Register, and then there is a button on the top right corner that says Reconcile. Go ahead and click on that green button. Now, if this is your first time in this reconciling in the sample company, you will get some welcome pop-ups that'll show up. This is one of them. It just tells you more about this area. Go ahead and click on Get Started, and then you'll get one more that looks like this. Just go ahead and click on Let's Get Reconciled. Now we're going to be referring back to this statement that we used in the previous exercise. So if you still have it up, then go ahead and refer to it. If not, look in your downloads file, or you can go back to the gym here. If I scroll back to the top, here's the animated video, and then below that is the button to download this particular statement. So we're going to refer to it. If you haven't already downloaded it, be sure to do so and then open it up. Of course, if you did the last exercise, then you should already have it. All right, so in the statement ending balance field, we're going to type the ending balance that is found on the statement, which is this 2471. So click into that and go ahead and type 2471. In the statement ending date, we're just going to use today's date. The sample company is always changing their dates, so sometimes it's just easier to use the today's date. So to get it, we're just going to type a lowercase t. It's a little shortcut in order to get today's date. And we don't have to worry about this account because it is already showing as the Visa corporate, and that is because we went into the register and then we clicked on reconcile from there. There's lots of different ways to get to the reconciliation screen, but the way that we just did it already has the account pre-selected for us. So now let's just go ahead and click on Start Reconciling. That's the green button on the bottom of the page here. And once you do, this is what it will look like. If you get any pop-ups like this, just go ahead and click out of them. That is QBO just trying to tell you what's going on in this area. So to the immediate right of the payment column, we're going to click on the radio at the top to select all of the select all of the transactions. Normally, when you're reconciling, you would check that each transaction here is matching the one that is here on the bank statement. But since we just entered all of these, we know that they are correct. And so we can go ahead and select all and reconcile all of them at the same time. So click on the circle at the very top. You will get this pop-up that asks if you're sure you want to select all of them, and the answer is yes. So go ahead and click on that green yes. And as soon as all of them are selected, showing that these are reconciled, what's matching here is, or excuse me, what is here in QBO is matching what is here from the bank. It is going to show as a difference of 0, which is exactly what you want in reconciling. You want everything to match in QuickBooks against what is on the bank statement. So we're going to go ahead and click on Finish Now, which is the green button there. You will get this pop out that says you reconciled. Now, in a real life situation, you would have the opportunity to attach the statement. There would be a button that would show right here. And you can upload the credit card statement, which is always never hurts to have that extra documentation here. The sample company does not actually have this feature, which is why it's not showing here. But just know that in a real life, when you're working on client books, that you would have that option. So go ahead and click on the green Done button. And now we have reconciled that account. Now, Craig's credit card is a 1% cashback awards card. The statement shows his awards amount of $24.50. You can see it right there. So how is this handled? This type of reward, is treated as a rebate on spending. The IRS does not consider this income, so it is not necessary to track the cashback reward in QBO while it is accumulating. If it is redeemed for cash that appears on the books, for instance, to reduce the amount owed, you should track it as a refund to the most used spending account rather than just a miscellaneous income. Be aware there are other types of rewards like referral bonus that are considered income and need to be tracked. So just keep that in mind as you're working in client books, how you would need to handle it. And I would always suggest, like, if you have any questions about that, you could always contact your client's accountant just to have a better understanding of how it needs to be tracked if it's different than a cashback reward. All right, so next we need to record paying the Visa bill. Now, Craig normally uses his bank's bill paying service to pay the credit card bills from his checking account. So here's how we're going to record that expense. We're going to click on the plus new button and then click on expense. That's on the top left corner of the screen. Click on that, and then under vendors, go ahead and select expense. When it comes up in the payment account field, we want to select checking since that's where he paid it from. So click the down arrow and then scroll to the top, and it's the first one that's listed here. Now, while the bill is going to be paid with a single transaction for the entire amount, you can record the expense so that the total amount is allocated between the 3 cards. So we're going to start with Craig's card first. On the first row in the category details grid in the category field, we're going to select Visa. So click into that box, and I'm actually just going to type Visa just to save time. And this is the one that I want, this sub-account. This is the one that is Craig's card. So click on that. And then the amount that was for his card was $23.15. So let's go ahead and put that in the amount field on that line. Then we're going to fill the next one out for Emily. So on the second row of the category details grid in the category field, we're going to select Visa 0576. Once again, I'm just going to type it so it's easier to come up rather than trying to scroll. Once you find it, go ahead and click on it. And then the amount that was charged on her card was $95. So let's go ahead and add that here in the amount box. And then finally, on the third row in the category details grid, we want to, in that category field, add John's card, that Visa 0577. So click into that box. Again, I'm just going to type it so it comes up quicker. Go ahead and click on the Visa that has the 0577 once you find it. And then on John, he spent $61. So let's go ahead and add that to the amount box. When you hit the tab key over, you will see that QBO is automatically updating the total here, and the total is showing as $24.71, which is what is matching here on the total amount owed on the statement. Each card's charges are tracked in a single expense form and paid for with one transaction. So we have it broken down here. It was paid once, and so that's why we have it all included here in this one expense transaction. So let's go ahead and click on Save and Close. That is down here on the bottom right corner. Click on that. And then we're going to return to the chart of accounts to ensure that the Visa card payment was recorded properly. So to do that, to get to the chart of accounts page from the left navigation bar, let's hover over transactions and then select chart of accounts. So that is over here. You can hover over that and then select here. You can also select up here. These are the categories within the transactions category, I guess you would say. These are the other ones that are within it. So either way, whether you click here or hover over this to click on chart of accounts, either way is perfectly fine. Now, if you scroll down to the Visa cards, which I have right here, you will see that all of the cards now have a balance of $0 since the bill has been paid. And the expense allocated amongst the three cards based on the dollar value is charged on each one. So we have paid that bill. So that is it. That's how you reconcile and then pay the credit card bill. Now, if you like this exercise and you'd like to do more like it, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. We're going to continue on in the cardio section with our next exercise where we practice writing off an invoice. And I will see you in the next video.